Hey Canucks fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary for Wednesday, April the 24th. I'm Clay Emo, I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter, I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram, I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's my second video of the day, but admittedly my first one about the Vancouver Canucks as my first video from this morning. Talked about that crazy Game 7 last night between the San Jose Sharks and the Vegas Golden Knights. Make sure you check that video out for my opinion on the 5-minute major and the ensuing power play. But now let's talk about the good news. Good news from the Vancouver Canucks. They announced about an hour ago that they have re-signed, they have extended goaltender Thatcher Demko to a 2-year contract, a new contract worth $2.1 million. That's $1.05 million a year for the next 2 seasons. And in essence, we knew that Thatcher Demko was a restricted free agent, so he'd need a new offer of some sort, whether it got to, not offer sheet, but whether it got to a qualifying offer. It didn't even have to, because this didn't get to July 1. Rather, the Demko's people, the Vancouver Canucks, got together soon. They wanted to get it done before the summer started, and now he's got at least some clarity, some security for the next 2 seasons. So it's a very, very safe contract for the Vancouver Canucks, and it's very similar to the one that Jake Virtanen signed last summer. Virtanen signed at that time for 2 years at $2.5 million. That's only $1.25 million a year. This one's even less, 2 years at $2.1 million, $1.05 million a year for Thatcher Demko. So this says a couple things to me. Number one, it says that they wanted to lock Demko up, obviously, but they didn't want to lock him up long term. This wasn't a 6-year or a 7-year contract, the 6-year that Bo Horvat got, maybe the 6 or 7 year that we expect Brock Besser to get sometime, hopefully soon. So it wasn't like that because he hasn't proven himself completely to the Vancouver Canucks yet. Yes, I've talked many times before, I know from people inside the organization that as recently as last year, they were talking about having Luongo type hopes for Thatcher Demko, and maybe those hopes still are there, maybe they still exist, but Demko, certainly his body of work isn't big enough yet. He played 9 games last season, went 4-3-1. I think he has goals against about 2.7, save percentage about 9.1 or 9.2, somewhere in there. So decent stats, but not the best ever, and he simply needs more work. So in signing a 2-year contract, he's going to get a lot more work next year, hopefully, at least that's the plan. And then, of course, the Vancouver Canucks need to figure out what they're going to do with Jacob Markstrom when his contract as a UFA, not an RFA, when his contract runs up at the end of next season. But for now, the Canucks have Thatcher Demko locked up for 2 more seasons. Then at the end of this contract, he'll still be an RFA. He won't, be old enough nor have played long enough to become a UFA. So then at that time, the Canucks can decide if they're going to sign him to another short-term contract, if they're going to let him go, which I doubt, or at that time, they're going to commit to a longer-term contract of 4, 5, 6 years, whatever it may be. But for now, I think 2 years at 2.1 is a very safe contract for both sides. It doesn't commit the Vancouver Canucks longer than 2 more years, although I'm sure they want to see Thatcher Demko work out. But you never know. You got Michael DiPietro, you have Jake Kiley, you have other guys in the system. Of course, you still have Jacob Markstrom as an incumbent. At the same time for Thatcher Demko, he probably wanted, I'm sure he wanted a tiny bit more money. He maybe wanted more term. But he's basically what you have what do you call it? Prototypical or stereotypical show me contract. And he's got 2 years to show what he's worth. And basically he's going to do his time, play well over the next 2 seasons, gain experience, so then his next contract can be a lot bigger and more of a home run. So Canucks fans, let me know what you think. If you agree with my assertion that it's a very safe contract, definitely for the Vancouver Canucks, and for Thatcher Demko, it's more like a show-me contract, but really it's not a lot of money for a goaltender that they still have high hopes for. So I think this is a win-win, especially on the Canucks side. But overall, I don't have anything to complain about this contract. I think it's good. I think it sets Demko up and the team up well for the future. Leave a comment below. I love to read, react, and reply as always. Subscribe if you like to. Like this video if you like to. I'm in a good mood. Going to go to confirmation, get 55 young people getting confirmed at my church. And I'm in a good mood because we have actually Canucks stuff to talk about, even though it's near the end of April. Still a long way to go towards the draft and to free agency. But leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think about this deal. Thatcher Demko, 2 years, $2.1 million. Have a great day. God bless. Go Canucks, go.